Sergio Busquets.
Hello, so here we are with Sergio Busquets and his press conference ahead of tomorrow's first leg of the Spanish Super Cup against Athletic Bilbao. Just waiting for the first question to be asked.
Hola, Sergio. Què tal? Edgar Fornós de Barça TV. Tenint en compte l'esforç físic que veu fer a Tbilisi amb la pròrroga i tot plegat.
He's talking about the pre-season, particularly the game in Tbilisi on Tuesday, and whether the team's fitness is okay for the game. And Sergio says that they knew the situation was going to be like this, that they were going to have to go and play at a difficult ground like San Mamés. So there's no excuses. A big effort was made against Sevilla the other day, but that's the fixture list.
¿Hasta qué punto os beneficia el hecho de jugar la vuelta en casa?
Talking about the second leg being played at home and how much that is an advantage.
Bueno, cuando acabe la eliminatoria te lo diré, ¿no?
Well, I can tell you that after the game.
Siempre mejor jugar la vuelta en casa, pero no.
It's always better to play the second leg at home.
Yo creo que es más dependiendo del rival.
But a lot of these things depend on the opponent. But yeah, I always prefer the second leg to be at home, as is the case now. We need to get a good result from the first leg so that we can be relaxed in front of our own fans in our own stadium for the second game. But we know it's going to be difficult. We know it's a home and away two-legged game, and things aren't going to be decided in the first 90 minutes.
De TV3. L'Atlètic ha tingut molt de temps per preparar aquest partit.
Talking about how Athletic Bilbao have had more time to prepare for this game and whether that could be an advantage for them.
Com he dit abans, jo crec que físicament sí que arribaran.
Well, I think that probably fitness-wise we're possibly slightly better. I think tactically, I think we're playing as a team that we played a lot. We played them in the cup final, twice in the league. We played a lot of games against Athletic in the last few years in League and Cup. But we know this is going to be a really good, fun, nice final. But I don't really think that having more time to prepare really makes that much of a difference.
Hola, Núria Casas, de 8 al dia. Com a jugador però també company, entens el moment que viu Pedro?
Question about Pedro's situation.
Sí, és un moment difícil i
yeah, it's a difficult moment for him.
Fa dies.
I said something about this a few days ago, and I just wish the best for him. It's difficult for any player that's not getting as many playing opportunities as perhaps they think they deserve. I hope that whatever the solution is, it's the best one for him. Another question about the possible departure of Pedro and Nolito as a potential replacement.
Ja va estar aquí al filial y...
Yeah, well, he's been in the B team here, and he's doing very well at Celta. He's a player that can score goals. He's played for the Spanish national team. But there's nothing decided at the moment. He's a Celta player at the moment.
Sergio, aquí atrás, Carlos Escolán, en directo para Radio Marca. Buenos días. Me gustaría preguntarte, en el partido de la Supercopa se cometieron muchos errores en defensa, sobre todo...
Talk about defensive errors in the European Super Cup. Whether there's been time to correct all those mistakes in time for the Spanish Super Cup. Well, of course, that's what we're always trying to do. Yeah, I don't deny there were some tactical and individual errors, and these things can always be improved on, both for the whole team and individually. But that's what pre-seasons are all about, and we do know there are things we need to improve.
En un partido puede que no, pero en una eliminatoria los goles te pueden penalizar.
Because particularly over two legs, 2 goals can make all the difference.
Hola Sergio, Carlota Alegre de Radio Nacional. Después de las declaraciones que escuchamos tras la Supercopa de Europa sobre Pedro, Robert Fernández,
Talking about the
todo
things
lo que escuchamos, me gustaría que me comentases
being said by Pedro and Robert Fernandez,
le hemos visto salir el primero al campo,
and
cómo está la situación,
if you can perhaps talk about any potential tension with Pedro within the squad at the moment. No. Tension? No. It's Pedro's matter and not really anybody else's. He's happy doing what he's doing at the moment. Of course, he wants to play more, but so does every other player. Whether he stays or whether he goes, he's still going to be his same relaxed self. And while he's here, he's going to try the best he can for the team.
Aquí, hola, Ignacio Migueles de La Sexta. Siendo el hilo de la compañera, yo quería preguntarle qué le parece el trato que está recibiendo Pedro.
About the treatment that Pedro's receiving from the club, and particularly the director of sport, who wasn't very happy with some things that were said. I think that's something you should really ask him. I can give my opinion of what he seems to be as far as a player in the team is concerned, and he's 100%. Other matters and whether he's going to stay or go, you have to ask him about that. He's always wanted to form part of the team. We saw that the other day. Whether he plays more or less, he still does the best he can for the team.
Tú que le conoces mucho a él y subisteis desde el primer día con...
Okay, Sergio, you're someone who knows Pedro very well. You grew up with him, basically.
Has hablado con él hasta donde se
But
pueda.
have you spoken with him
De aconsejarle, decirle si
in terms of advice,
que tenga un poco de paciencia.
whether you think he should stay, be patient, whatever? Those are personal things, but of course we always speak. But that's something personal. He has to make his decision. Being selfish myself, obviously, what he gives to the team and what he's given to me personally, and the friendship we have, I want him to stay. But this is football, it's a world where people want to get more minutes, and Pedro will decide if he's going to stay or go. He'll decide whether he's better off here or somewhere else. We'll know when the transfer market closes what his definitive decision is.
María Franquet para el correo. Quería preguntar de qué Athletic te esperas y si
What kind of Athletic Bilbao do you expect? And whether they're out for revenge after losing the cup final. Well, they want to win, of course, because this is a title over 2 legs. We've disputed a lot of titles with them in recent years, and luckily we've always won. But I don't think they'll be out for revenge. I think they're just going to be coming out to win. They're always a very intense team. They're missing a few players, but it's always difficult to play at San Mamés. The fans always get behind the team. They're a young team. They work very well tactically. They've got some quality players, and especially they're very physical. You need to have your head in the game for 90 minutes, or otherwise they're going to catch you out.
Los compañeros, ¿tenéis alguna esperanza de que Pedro se quede?
Amongst the squad, do you hope that Pedro's or expect Pedro to stay? Well, yes, it's what we're hoping and expecting. Every day he's with us is another day more with Pedro.
Hola Sergio, Silvia Ortiz, Cadena COPE. Hemos visto a Leo Messi, yo creo que más motivado.
Leo Messi seems particularly motivated and implicated.
Un paso adelante, Leo, en el equipo.
And what's happened to him perhaps in the last few months? No, he's always been at the front of the team. We know who he is, we know he's always motivated to get better every day, and that's not easy. Because he's a player that always scores, always plays, assists and makes a difference and works for the team. He's the best player in the world. Like any other player, he has different periods, but he's always going to be our best player. Okay, thank you very much. Don't go away, because Luis Enrique is going to be giving a press conference in just a few moments. Same place. Okay, Sergio Busquets was sitting here just a few moments ago, and now it's the turn of FC Barcelona first team manager, Luis Enrique.
Sí, Edgar.
Hola, Luis. Edgar Fornós de Barça TV. Fins a quin punt creus que pot condicionar el desgast físic de Tbilisi en el
The first question is about the extent to which the huge amount of effort that went into the European Super Cup could affect the game being played tomorrow. Look, there's nothing I can do about that. That's the way the fixture list has been organised. And we have to try to get the best out of this situation. I hope it conditions the game as little as possible.
Jordi Borda de Catalunya Ràdio, bon dia. En l'últim referent contra l'Athletic Club, Valverde va plantejar un marcatge individual sobre Messi, una mena de...
The last game against Athletic, manager Valverde used a man-marking system against Leo Messi. We've played against Athletic a lot of times. We know them perfectly. And that could be one of their options. But I'm sure they'll have other surprises up their sleeves. They're a team that creates a lot of pressure, does so very well. And they'll have the support of their fans, which always makes things more difficult for us. I'm sure it's going to be an uncomfortable game, a game being played over two legs. And that's an option for them, but I think that's a question you should ask him, not me.
Aquí, Ashraf Benaed de Sport. Quería saber cómo estás viendo a Pedro, sobre todo anímicamente.
Asking about Pedro and his morale and whether he's going to start the game tomorrow. He seems the same to me as he was in the pre-season, and as ever, always a very hard worker. We always know he's in a very special situation, a particular situation. There have been no changes since the start of the pre-season. We've heard his opinions. It's a difficult decision that he has to make. But we'll have to wait until the end of the transfer market and see what he decides. It's a year since you made your debut as manager, and you've got a chance of winning everything, the sextet. So what's your perspective of the coming season? Well, the season has the short-term goals, which are the two Super Cups. And we play in those because last season was so good. We need to be competitive from the very, very start. First of all, we need to show that we're better than Bilbao and win the title that we have ahead. And then we go into the league season. Then we've got the cup coming. There's a lot of attractive things coming up for us this season. But because we played such a good season last season, then we've got things like the Super Cup this year, and these things do help us to get in the mood for the season.
Directo para Radio Marca, buenos días. Una aclaración y una pregunta. La aclaración es, ¿Pedro va a ir en la convocatoria? Como no lo sabemos aún.
We want clarification. Is Pedro in the squad tomorrow?
¿Está para entrar o no?
Nobody knows.
Como el resto de compañeros.
I haven't announced my squad, and I don't base my squad decision around what's happening on the transfer market.
Lo sigo diciendo. 2 días antes
Pedro was at the moment available, so he can play. He didn't train for a couple of days because he's had some thigh trouble. But I know that he's in a difficult situation.
Es un poco un contrasentido, ¿no? Un jugador que se quiere quedar, pero a la vez que
look, we've got a player who wants to leave, but he wants to leave because he's not getting minutes, so we want to give him minutes. So yeah, it's a difficult situation, catch-22. But I have always said I most certainly want him to stay. But at the moment, I'm just going to pick the players that I think are the best players to play in each game that we have to play. And I'm looking forward to the end of the transfer markets, then I'll know exactly what players I do have. He wants to ask also about the defensive errors and how you've spoken about how you want to correct these errors, but can you do that just in one training session, correct what happened? Well, errors are different. Some are individual errors, some are tactical errors. We're always trying to work and improve things. That's what we're here for. We've done that since the very start of last season. There are some things that we recognise that we're not getting right. That doesn't mean to say that we're not going to make these mistakes again, because we're playing against an opponent. They also have their own qualities. But my job is to diagnose these different mistakes. We've just come back from a trip. We haven't really had time to work on this very well. We've got another game tomorrow. But certainly over the pre-season and what's now going into the season, we're going to be working on correcting mistakes. That's what we've always done. You need to do that if you want to win titles, and defence is an area where work needs to be done, but I'm very happy.
Lo que pasa es que esta vez la superioridad no ha sido tan clara. Ha sido muy claro.
We managed to show our superiority over Sevilla. Sometimes that wasn't as clear as other times, and sometimes Sevilla were a better side than us in that game. But overall, I was happy with our performance.
Antes le hemos preguntado a Busquets las declaraciones que escuchamos después de la Supercopa.
He wants to ask about the statements made by Pedro and technical director Robert Fernandez, and whether he understands why Pedro seemed a little bit upset about what was said about it being an issue, not a money issue, but an issue of wanting to play more.
El tema Pedro creo que me he explicado.
I think I've explained the Pedro situation both in every kind of different way. I don't want to get drawn into controversies. I think you're trying to drag me into making a statement I don't want to make. I think we all understand Pedro's situation. He's always going to be someone that the Barca fans appreciate and love because of his personality, because of his performances on the pitch. But you can make whatever analysis you like.
Fuera de Pedro, ¿cómo está Iniesta? El otro día
moving on from Pedro, Iniesta, he was substituted into Tbilisi. He's had a long trip, just one training session. Is he really ready to start tomorrow's game? Yes, he is. He took a nasty knock. That's why we took him off after, 17 minutes? Took a bump in the tendon, but he's trained well. The whole squad at the moment are available. Those that are currently available are still available. And that's good, considering we had to play a game that went into extra time. That was never going to be a benefit for us, knowing that we've only got 2 days before we're playing another final, this time in another Super Cup.
Hola, Núria Casas, de 8 al dia. La planificació de la temporada passada va fer que acabéssiu la temporada en un moment de joc òptim. Creus que la planificació
last season, the pre-season seemed to end with the team seemingly playing perfectly, but is that the same this season? Particularly, we've got the 2 Super Cups and the Club World Cup as well to affect your plans. Well, no, we know that we've got these titles to play for. We've played one already. But that does condition the way you tackle things, knowing that you've also got the league season coming up. But no, we need to try to build on the same kind of characteristics that we had last season, to work as a unit, to be prepared for every match we have, and just always try to be in the optimum conditions for every game in all the competitions, and particularly for the end of the season, which is when you tend to decide titles. But the league, you have to start strong from the very start, because if you start dropping points early,
puntos sin ganar y luego igual no tienes acceso a ganar al final. O sea que
then you get to try to win them back later on in the season. It's the
campeonato de liga, la Copa del Rey son inputs.
Consistency that's important in the league. The Copa del Rey, that's a different thing. That's a knockout cup. But we've got all these different competitions that we need to deal with this season, and we're going to need to be in optimum condition from the very start. It's going to be a special season with so much to play for.
El equipo a batir de Europa, yo diría.
But I think that we're the team to beat in Europe at the moment.
Des d'un punt de vista esportiu, a l'Atlètic segurament li interessaria més que la final de la Supercopa d'Espanya es disputés a partit únic. A vosaltres, a 180 minuts, no sé si us dona molt més marge de maniobra i, per tant, de favoritisme.
For Athletic, it would be better for the Super Cup to be played over one leg. Over two, surely you're more favourites. I would change it. I would much rather it was a one-legged match, but it's not me that decides that. Okay, it's 2 legs. We're going and playing now in San Mamés under circumstances that you all understand, but we're going to be competitive. Then there's the second leg, that's on Monday, and that's at the Camp Nou with our fans. Over 2 legs, I think we definitely do have a chance to be stronger, but Bilbao, they're a very strong team that you saw in the games when we played them in the league in certain phases of the game, and also in the cup final.
Sí, Alex María Franquet para el Correo. Quería preguntarte qué opinas de Athletic y si estará más motivado ahora.
Asking about Athletic and whether they're more motivated after what happened in the cup final. What happened in the cup final? You beat them very clearly. Well, not that clearly. The result might suggest that, but if I remember, it was a very tough game with a tough ending as well, tough final. But we're always motivated against any team that we play. It's always more demanding when we play against Athletic Bilbao. They're always good games. I think we're going to expect the same kind of Athletic that we've seen before, but obviously there could well be surprises. Perhaps they could go for man-to-man marking, perhaps some other tactical option they might take. So we need to be prepared to resolve whatever things get thrown in our path.
Sí, Jordi Dio del periódico. El desgaste de la final, los pocos días de
talking about the tiredness after the European Super Cup. So whether Bilbao might perhaps go for a very physical, demanding game to try to punish Barca because of that. And whether the starting 11 is going to be different to the one in Tbilisi. Yeah, I mean, some players dealt with the 120 minutes well, others not quite as well. Well, I can tell you it's going to be a competitive 11 that's going to go out to win the game, at least try to win the game, to try to bring a good result back to the second leg. I've got no doubt about that. I've seen that from my team throughout the pre-season. I've got no particular worries there. Who plays, who doesn't play, depends on their fitness, depends on the possibilities that we have as a team. Well, you'll see, tomorrow you'll see.
Javier Gascón del Mundo Deportivo. ¿Qué te parece que entre los 3 finalistas del premio de la UEFA al mejor jugador?
Talk about the choices of players for the UEFA top 3. Neymar wasn't picked as one of those. It was Ronaldo, Messi and Suarez. Who decided that? I'm asking. Who decided? It was a vote. Well, ask the people that voted why they voted. I think Neymar should be there. And Suarez and Messi, no doubt.
Hola Luis, Santiago Valle del Diario. Dicen, si al final se acaba marchando Pedro,
if Pedro does go in the end,
y si es así,
would you turn to the market?
¿Prefieres hacerlo en enero
would you rather do that in January or now? Because if a player is signed, they wouldn't be able to play in the first half of the season. That's a very good question, but it's a conditional question that started with if, so I'll answer that question if the situation arises.
Hola Ignacio, Miguel de La Sexta. Yo quería preguntarle por las palabras de Nolito, que
wants to ask about something that Nolito said.
Si le llama al Barcelona.
He said he wouldn't leave Celta unless it was for Barca. I don't think I should be talking about players that aren't in the Barcelona first team.
Hola Luis, aquí en el fondo. David Ibáñez de Telecinco, buenos días. Quería saber en qué grado os motiva el poder conseguir el sextete.
Talk about the motivation of winning the sextet. This will be the first time for you and for several members of the team. And how motivated are you to win that?
Bueno, más allá de que sea un objetivo que todos tenemos en mente.
Well, that's an objective that we've all got in our minds.
Por lo que supone tener
esa posibilidad. What it means, that's such a. This possibility is very hard just to even be in the situation where you could possibly win that. So obviously it's motivating, but you have to look at the first, it's winning the 5th title. All kinds of things could happen. We're excited about playing against Bilbao, the first leg, the second leg. That's what we're excited about at the moment and focused on.
Acaparar la posesión del balón lo máximo posible
es la mejor manera de minimizar
las posibles secuelas físicas.
Keep possession of the ball as much as possible is perhaps the best way of dealing with the tiredness after the Sevilla game. That's one of the characteristics of the way that we play. We like to keep the ball as far away from our goal as we can, which also gives us more chances of generating danger and circulating the ball to stop the opposition from getting the ball and creating danger. That's what we do, but we have this other problem, which is there's another 11 players that are playing against us, and they've got their own ideas of how they want to play the game. That means that it's never simple. But certainly that's one of the objectives that we've got for the game, yes.
Hola Luis, Joan Tejedor para la cadena SER. Yo quería saber cómo está Pedro de las molestias, si se resintió en
Wants
Tbilisi
to
o no,
ask
si ha podido
about
entrenar normal hoy.
Pedro and his fitness.
Repito, todos los que participaron en
I
Tbilisi
repeat,
están
all the players
en
that played in
perfectas
Tbilisi
condiciones,
are in
entrenados
perfect condition.
y están todos disponibles.
They've all been training and they're all available for tomorrow's game.
Muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of the press conference tomorrow. The Spanish Super Cup final first leg against Athletic Bilbao.